It's been 1 year since I've been to locals.
Hi. Uh, it's been a minute. I haven't uploaded in a while, and I think I owe you guys a little bit of an explanation why. I was really feeling this series a lot. I was getting really, really into it. Super excited, and I just stopped. I'm gonna go a little off script here. Well, I don't have a script, because I want to give you guys kind of an honest look at what's been going on with me. I know a lot of you guys came here from my weight loss posts in Zodiac. I'm sure a lot of you noticed that those have stopped too. Some of you may know that for the last 2 or 3 months I've been dealing with a bum knee. I had a really bad fall, and it caused a very, very bad sprain on my knee. I couldn't walk, I couldn't get up, I couldn't move essentially for 3 or 4 weeks, and I've been recovering from it ever since. And eventually my doctor decided it was time to get an MRI scan. He felt it, he said it doesn't feel like it's recovering. We might need to do surgery. So I've been preparing for that for a while. And that's kind of made me really nervous. Hasn't really been great on my head. And then, about 2 weeks ago, me and 3 of my best friends, we went to San Diego. And I got the worst sunburn of my life there. Red all over the shoulders, blisters that looked like egg yolks. It was disgusting, it was painful. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't shower, I couldn't do anything without immense pain happening. So that, on top of my bad knee, I'll be honest, I kind of just fell off of my diet and the good habits I had been building. So for the last 2 weeks, I haven't been great about it. I haven't looked at the scale because I'm too scared. I'm too scared to see that I fucked up, you know? And there have been points where it's felt like I failed. But I'm not going to look at it like that. If anything, this is motivation for me to just get back on there and get back the progress that I've lost, you know? And that's what I'm trying to do with my weight loss and now the videos. Because the videos are really important to me. I've been having a lot of fun with this. I've been having a lot of fun going to locals, and I haven't gone to locals since the last time I filmed, and I miss going. Which is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go back to locals again today. Don't know if I'll film it. If I don't, you guys will see that I didn't. And if I do, you guys will see that I did. Yeah, that's where I'm at. And for the rest of this video, we're not only going to go over my return to locals. I'm going to go through looking at that scale again for the first time with you guys. I'm going to take you guys to the MRI with me because I'm really freaked out about that. And if I have to go through surgery, you guys are going to come with me for that too, if I can bring cameras. So, yeah, join me on this adventure, I guess? Yeah, let's do it. Now, first thing I want to do, before we get into the sad shit, I want to go over what deck I'm playing for locals today. Because I'm really excited, because you guys know, there was a ban list a week ago that came out. My favorite deck, Sky Strikers, came back. So I'm really, really leaning on Sky Strikers. My beautiful Secret Rare Ray. Sky Strikers are looking good. We have Engage back at 1, but Power Creep is also a thing, and I haven't played the deck in over a year. I played the deck for 2 years when it was relevant, but I kind of stopped when Engage got banned because the deck felt unplayable. I've been practicing a bit online, and it's still kind of a tough deck to play. Tri-Brigade is another one I'm leaning on. They took a bad hit, though, losing Drident. They might be better if I can get a Utopic Future, which I don't think I can do before this locals. And I don't even know if they'll be legal at the locals, because it just came out yesterday. I'm also looking at Phantom Knights. So what's interesting about that deck is I've actually started filming episode 3 of the Return series. And Phantom Knights was actually the deck I was going to turn Burning Abyss into, a sort of PK Fire. But much like Tri-Brigade, I don't know if I want to play them without Utopic Draco Future now that he's in. So with all that, they're also probably on the back burner. Another big contender is Shaddolls, the Invoke Dogmatica Shaddol, that Spellcaster Amalgamation Fusion deck. I've been playing Invoked Shaddolls since like March of last year. And this deck has been insane, and it's just always stayed in a really high tier. I'm really familiar with it. Yeah, it's kind of been my old reliable for the last year. And then the last deck I'm looking at, another deck that I've just been using for over a year, and it's been really reliable, Eldritch. I have a Zoodiac Eldritch build, which probably isn't as good without Trident anymore. I can play it with Invoke. I can also play it with Dogmatica, which could go into the Invoke stuff. I don't know what I'm feeling right now between these 5 decks. I'll pick by the time I get there tonight. But if you guys would like to see me play any of these decks in future episodes, let me know. I'd love to play what the audience wants to see. So, thanks guys. This is going to be a fun one. I'll see you guys in... Well, for you it'll be instant, but for me it'll be a few hours to a few days. So it's the Monday after the locals. Local was on Thursday, and I ended up taking Sky Strikers. I ended up leaving the locals after 2 rounds just because my leg was getting really bad. Like I said, lately the leg has just been completely awful. I'm very concerned about what they're going to say at my MRI, which is this Thursday. But aside from that, my 2 rounds, first round I was up against Phantom Knights and Infernobles, doing like the crazy synchro combos from last summer. And that deck does some crazy shit. Looks like it has to run a lot of bricks, but he didn't run into any of them, it seemed like. Going first, I kind of whiffed on Nibiru. I just kind of, in general, whiffed the game. Game 2, again, I wasn't running Mystic Mine, which I wish I had at that point. But I just kind of whiffed it, you know, I just was really off my game. I also hadn't played Sky Strikers in real life in, you know, almost 2 years. Second round, I went in the mirror. Old friend of mine, I didn't know what he was going to play, but he was actually playing Sky Striker Draco with a Blue Boy engine, which I thought Blue Boy as a Striker engine, pretty cool, honestly. I ended up taking that game, because he did have a couple of bricks, and the true Draco spells, while the spells are good against Sky Strikers, the traps, they're okay, you know? But I was able to take it. I dropped. I still gave him the win as far as the tournament organizers were concerned because I wasn't sticking around. Now the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to step on the scale. Again, I said this before, but I haven't done it in probably a month, 3-4 weeks. Very nervous to see what I've put back on compared to what I lost, you know? I'm going to check what my lowest was, but I was at 460, about 460 before I started losing weight. And I don't know. I'm just nervous about what it's going to say, and it's going to probably upset me a lot. Yeah, I'm excited to get that done. Now, let's go take a look at the scale. So, I'm going to go step on the scale. It's going to be my first time on the scale in like 2-3 weeks, maybe 4. I don't know where I'm at, and I know I haven't been good, so let's just whack this out. All right, first time in almost a month. $454. This is what I'm looking like right now. Pretty big. The lowest I ever got to, I think, was 434. So in the last 4 weeks, I guess I put on 20 pounds.
which is pretty scary, seeing how much I can put back on and how quickly I can put it back on.
Hydrate or dihydrate. A few days ago, you saw I put myself on the scale. I was very disappointed. I was at about 435 when I last weighed myself. And I seemingly put 20 pounds back on. I'm not totally sure if 20 pounds is accurate. I might have stood wrong on the scale earlier, not this time, but before. I needed to use my walker to support me, so I might not have originally lost as much as I thought. I don't know where I was at before, but there's something kind of relieving in that. It feels less like I fell off something I was doing, and kind of like I just get another start again. Kind of like how these videos is kind of like a second chance at doing this YouTube Yu-Gi-Oh thing, which is a miracle and dream come true for me, man. Like, being totally honest. Today is Thursday, July 15th. This is a big day for me. In about an hour and a half, I leave to get my MRI done. This is kind of like I don't know, the best way to describe it is like it's a season finale for my life. The last 3 months, 3.5 months, I've been tortured by this leg. This bum seemed like a sprain but lasted longer. Doctor visits, hospital visits. This MRI, we're finally going to know what's going on in there. If it is just a long-term recovery sprain, then that'll be great. I'll stay off it for a bit, and soon I can get back to work. I'll be back to living a normal life. I fear, though, I think it's pretty natural to be nervous about this, but I'm worried in the back of my head that it's going to be something more, and I could need surgery. This could be a permanent thing. I'm not trying to... I hope this doesn't come off like a sob story. It's just something I'm genuinely scared of. And I need the support of the Yu-Gi-Oh community to get me through it, man. Like, you guys have been extremely motivative and helpful in so many aspects of my life, and it just means a lot to me that I've been able to, this episode, take you guys on this intimate moment in my life, a very nerve-wracking thing, and all the little things everybody does means a lot, whether it's locals, friends, making sure I have the right chair, the card shops just telling me who I have my matchup against and helping them find me. Whenever I renew my sub to Farfa, he asks how my leg is doing. Like, shit like that goes a long way for me, and the online support of everybody has just been insane, and it gets me kind of emotional, honestly. It's insane. But, like I said, it's July 15th. As many of you know, that means Organized Play is back today, which is really exciting. I did a locals earlier this week on Tuesday. I had to leave early because of my leg, but today, it's the first official day back. I really want to stay for the entire local. Like, if I can, that's happening. Easily. I brought Tri Brigade to my locals earlier this week, and I enjoyed it a lot. Still a strong deck, even without Rescue Cats. I'm running a small Zoo Engine. I'll run a deck profile in a sec, but I'm planning on bringing Tri-Brigade again today. Some things to note from Tuesday. In my main, I was running standard Tri-Brigade package 3 of everything except Cuirass was at 2. I kind of missed the third one. There were moments where I would have an opportunity to send something off kit, and I just wouldn't because I didn't want to use up my Cuirass. But in those moments, I also needed extra bodies and Grave. Cuirass is also another Tri-Brigade name. Alone, he's not great. He's kind of bad when he's by himself. But together with another Tri-Brigade, he's killer. Or just another Beast Warrior, Wing Beast at all. So I threw in a third Cuirass for today. And I was also originally only running one Bear Brum. I needed a second one. I missed the second one so much. I took out an Omega because I'm running the Gamma package. Took that out, traded it for a Bear Brum. I'm sure that's going to be way more useful. I went into Gamma a total of 0 times. So it was a pretty turbulent day, pretty intense day for me. I also briefly, unrelated, but I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV lately, and I'm super into that game. If anybody wants to add me on there, feel free. I'm on Primal Leviathan. I'll have my name in the description. It's an RP name, Miles Aldebrand. Just a little thing. That game's the best MMO I've ever played. I'm in love with it. In 1 month, I put in like 120 hours so far, and I'm only like almost near the end of the first expansion. I still have 2 expansions to go, and I'm incredibly excited for that. So, with all that said, let's dive into the deck profile for my Tri-Brigade deck.
Okay, we're going to take a quick look at my Tri-Brigade deck that I've been playing lately. First up, of course, we have the Tri-Brigade engine with 3 Fractal, 3 Cuirass, 3 Kit, 3 Nerval, and 3 Revolt. This is pretty standard stuff. The only weird thing would probably be Cuirass at 3. I was playing him at 2. There were multiple times during my tournaments where I wish I had had 3, so I bumped him up to 3. Pretty basic stuff. Another weird thing I'm doing is I'm actually playing a small Zoo Engine. I have Rat, Ram, and Barrage. Rat sending Ram gets an extra body. Ram is just the second best Zodiac. Barrage is an extra summon. I know this engine is a lot less popular than it used to be, but I'm still playing it because I like to go into Zeus, and Zeus is one of the best monsters in the game, and it's won me multiple games. My last real engine card is just 3 Tenki, just generic searcher for zoos and fractals. Still in main, the hand traps I'm running, I have 3 Ash, 3 Bell, 3 Gamma, and a driver, as well as 1 Crow. Crow is extremely searchable. I find the only times I need him, I'm able to search him. Next, the generic spells. 3 Desires, 1 Called By. I've never needed anything else. For traps, I guess my last hand trap was technically Impermanence, but I have them lined up with my traps. I'm also on Strike, the best set card in the game. And then Order, because we don't run a ton of spells, and Sky Strikers are everywhere at my locals. For the extra deck, we're on 3 Shurag. I had him at 2 for the longest time, but I just always wanted that third one. We're also running Rugal. I actually end on him a lot. He makes for a pretty cool interaction, getting my Cuirass back, as well as just a big body to help protect me. 2 Bear to search Revolt. Revolt is not only an extender, it can be a starter, and that's why I needed 2 of her. 1 Varajit, and that's all my Tri-Brigade links. For the generic links, we're on Almirage, Double Dragon Lords, Haste Valgar, the Desperate Doom Eagle, and Access Code Talker. I had an Apollosa that I turned into the 3rd Shurag. And then the last part of my extra deck is just the Zeus stuff. These don't really do much outside of Borbo. He just is an easy way to get to Zeus. These 2 are pretty much just bodies. In my side deck, I'm on Nibiru, Droll, Phantasme for my monsters. Kills rogue decks and some combo decks. Good against Drytron and Striker, which again, I see a lot of those in my locals. Phantasme is good for the mirror. It's also pretty good against Prankids. On spells, I have just Cyclone, Duster, and Twisters. Just blow up back row because there's so much strikers at my locals. And that's pretty much the whole deck. Alright. And that's pretty much going to be my entire Tri-Brigade, I guess Tri-Brigade Zodiac deck. Depends on how you look at it. Yep.
So I'm glad I get to take you guys with me to the MRI. My brother will be helping me with my camera, and he's been incredible. Not sure if he'll put himself on camera, but if you're watching this, Andy, you've been like my rock this whole time. You've been helping me so much in ways that blow me away, and as consistently, like, even if we're arguing or upsetting each other, you still help me. It's ridiculous. I have a phenomenal brother, and friends and family have all been so supportive, and the Yu-Gi-Oh community has too. It's a lot for me, and I'm really glad I have all of you guys in my life. I'll check back in with you guys when I'm at the imaging MRI office. Hi. It's been a few days since I got my MRI. Obviously, I wasn't able to take you guys in with me. Didn't really think about, like, the implications of bringing, you know, video into a medical facility. It was about just 30 minutes of me sitting in a big plastic tube with headphones on, listening to 30 minutes of radio commercials. Definitely weird. You know, you see this stuff on TV all the time. You don't realize how long 30 minutes feels like when you're not able to move. I also went to the locals, and as much as I wanted to, I wasn't able to stay for the entire thing. I was out at the MRI. I ended up also having to get groceries, and on top of all that, my apartment is upstairs, so it was a lot of walking, and my leg just started getting really sore towards the end, so I ended up leaving early. I also wasn't in a great mindset for that locals. I messed up some pretty basic plays, and that made me angry. I got a little tilted towards the end. Kind of sucks to end on such a somber note, or what feels like a somber note. This kind of feels like it was a glorified update video, to some sense. You know, there wasn't really any gameplay. It was all just me kind of sitting here, just telling you guys what I've been doing the last couple weeks. Almost feels like a waste of time in some sense. I don't know. Hopefully this is good content. I don't have the results for my MRI yet, but I'm sure by next episode I'll have them and let you guys know. Next episode will probably be a more traditional way of doing things. You know, going to locals, actually playing, getting some gameplay in. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been supportive online and in my life. You know, people I've never met before being very positive to me and just saying, you can do it, you can do it, you can keep doing it. It means a lot to me, and I'm not fully capable of expressing it right now. My headspace is just so weird with where I'm at. Thank you guys, and I guess I'll see you next time.